Hello, Cliff here in my shed. I ain't put anything up for a while because I haven't had anything interesting to put up, and I don't want to just do things for the sake of it. But I made this little resetable dial for my crosslide. Let me zoom you in. This little chap here, and if you're familiar with the ML7, this type, my one doesn't have resetable dials. Does now because I just made this one. But if you've got a lathe that hasn't got resetable dials, well worth doing. You can't buy them. You can buy one for 40 quid, but it probably took me more time than 40 quid's worth of time to make it. But there you go. And see how long it takes me to do these. We'll be back. Well, you lucky people, join me as I'm doing the last of the lines before I get back to the start, and hopefully it will line up perfectly with the first one I did. Let me see if I can just get a little bit better of a camera angle with that. Well, that should be a bit better as long as I don't get any fat arms in the way. Right, so last time, well, other than the one to make sure it lines up. Right, here we go. Alright, well that has taken me 55 minutes. So I'm just going to spin this round and it should be back in that start hole. Start hole, start line. I'll just whiz it and see. Smack bang on it. Thank God for that. Right, I'll get that out of there and we'll get it back to the lathe and start the boring, as if this weren't a boring enough bit. Ha ha! Right, we're back at the lathe. I've got it reasonably well centred. The centre drill goes in the hole alright that I previously drilled. So now I've got to bore this out to accept the nut off. So I'm just going to drill a couple of holes right through it and then get boring. Alright, I've got the boring bar in. I'm just going to clean that drilled hole up. That'll do for the little end of the hole, and then I'll bore it out to the 10mm bit that I've got already down. That's quite a nice finish up there. I've got my poor man's DRO on here that you can't see, so I'm just going to go up. I'm just going to touch it off again. Zero that. Now I'm just going to go in 10mm, which is the amount that I've recessed that anyway. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is swap the bit over and put the little recess in there for the ball bearing to go into. Alright, so I've got me little bit that I made. I don't know if it's going to work yet, so I'll touch that off so it's about halfway on that. Zero. And now I want to use my poor man's DRO to go up here 5mm. I'm just going to make a little Alright, I'll lock my carriage off and see if I can get a millimetre cut in this. Certainly put a bit of a cut in it. I think that'll do it. Right, so I'm going to have to turn this round now and mill that and then part it off to the length I want. Right, before I actually take it out, I'm just going to give it a bit of a papering, just get these rough edges off of the do. I'm just going to break that little corner there, that's a bit sharp, that's alright. That I'm going to break when I do the milling. That's better. Right, let's get it out. I'll put a bit of tape around it and turn it round and try and put a knurl on it. Alright, well, I've got the knurling tool over it. I've got to have it sticking out a little bit further out of the chuck than I would have liked to get the chuck clear of the knurling tool because of these bits on the side. But we'll give it a go. I've got it on I've got a bit of masking tape around the bit that I've put the graduations on, try and protect it a bit. And I'm a bit scared it's going to slip in the chuck and bugger everything up. Anyway, give that plenty of oil. I think that was actually hitting the bottom. Not sure I'm going to be able to get this knurl on here. Yes, this top one, they just don't line up properly, these knurling arms. Where's that knurl going? I just don't think I'm going to be able to do it like that. Bugger. Right, plan B then. Alright, here we go with plan C. I'm going to use my old push type knurler, which might just about get on there. Don't particularly like using this, I don't think they're very good, and it tries to push it out of the chuck, especially when it's not in the chuck very much. And I've got this old, not even quite sure what this bit of metal was for. Trying to hold it in. Oh well, let's give this a go. I think that's as good as that's going to get. Right. Put another bit of tape around it. And turn it round again. There's one crappy knurl on that. wonky as old Harry, but it might do the job. Right, let's get it parted off. Oh, I've got a parting toy in there, see if I can do it. Shit. Right, go number 2. That was inevitable. I'm going to change the bit. Bloody typical. Just before my moment of success with a parting, my memory card ran out. Anyway, that's that parted off. I'm just going to give that a quick face off. Just clean these up. And that'll be this bit done. the right bit. I'm going to put a little chamfer on that edge. Oh, it's very raggy. There you go, first half of the project done. And no, didn't end up too bad. And I don't know if the camera's going to focus, but you can just about pick up the groove on the inside for the bearing, for the ball bearing. Right, next bit. Right, well here's the thing so far. I went on and put some numbers on it, but didn't make a particularly good job of that. Can't see where they are looking through the lens here. There you go, there's one. I even managed to get the zeros arse upwards on a couple of them, but they are tiny. But they're only numbers and this is only for me, so... Anyway, so there's a bit of steel in the chuck at the moment. I'm just going to turn that down now to fit the inside diameter of this, and then turn the end down to go through the back end. This is a bit of I think it's a bit of cast steel. Got no idea what it is. It came out of some bars my daughter had in her garage when she moved into her flat. And they've come in very handy for different things, and I thought I'd use it for this. Sometimes it turns alright, sometimes you get spots in it that are dead rough, but I'll see how I get on. But like I say, just for now I'm just going to turn this down to the diameter I need. Well, I'm going to measure the internal bore of this with my cheapo bore gauges. I think that one will do it. I think that'll be big enough. Yep, that one will do it. I don't want to be in that hole though, do I? A little bit loose. Right. I'll get that on the micrometer. It is, looks like 1075 thousandths. Right. I want this to be a very tight fit, and I'll sort of do a polished fit on it. Right, so that's him on there. So all that remains is to drill it, tap it and part it off. I decided to try out my new jaws on me saw. I wouldn't have been able to have done this a little while ago. See if it holds on to it all the way through. So far so good. Marvellous. Much quicker than doing it parting it off in the lathe. Parting's not my fault though. Certainly not my strong point. So I need to turn this excess bit off, which I left on there when I put it in the bandsaw because I wasn't sure how square that was going to cut it. Cut it pretty square actually. So turn that off and then do the recess for the bearing. Right, recess. So there's the bearing in the recess. There's the bearing out of the recess. There's the bearing in the recess. Just makes it a bit easier. So what remains is to drill a little hole that's going to take the spring and the ball bearing in the nut bit to line up with the half round recess on the inside, and then drill a hole on the 0 right through the outside bit and the nut bit, so I've got something to be able to put a little bar in there to tighten it up and hold it when I'm putting the handle back on. So I'll stick them in the drill press and drill them.